Hi, this is Manny with Daddy Cool Records in St. Petersburg, Florida, and in this video we're going to talk about some of the releases for Record Store Day Drops number 2, July 17th, 2021, in the hip hop and R&B world. First off, we'll start off with the Party Next Door. This is a box set containing their first 4 albums. Their first album had not yet to be on vinyl, so this is the first chance you'll get it on vinyl. It is limited to 2,100 copies. We have 3, and it is $109.98. Next up, we have KMD, Mr. Hood, with their 30th anniversary edition of this release. You may be familiar. KMD was MF Doom's first group with his brother. This is limited to 3,000 copies. We have 2, and it is $37.99. Next up, we have The Suite for Ma Dukes. This is the music of Jay Dilla as performed by a 60-piece orchestra. It was recorded live in 2009. It also features guest appearances from Bilal, Talib Kweli, and Thundercat, to name a few. It is limited to 4,000 copies. We have 6, and it is $31.98. Next up, we have a tribute to Curtis Mayfield. This is a double LP on blue and gray vinyl. This was originally released on compact disc in 1994. It features such great artists as Lenny Kravitz, Elton John, Bruce Springsteen, Aretha Franklin, Stevie Wonder, to name a few. It is limited to 3,000 copies. We have 2, and it is $29.98. Alrighty, next up we have Candi Staton, Trouble, Heartaches, and Sadness, rare cuts from the Fame sessions. Fame Studios is that world famous studio in Muscle Shoals, Alabama, where it just produced great song and great album after great album. This is limited to 3,000 copies. We have 2 of them, and it is $21.98. Next up, we have the greatest hits from the Swollen Members, 90s hip hop group, but there's one new track on this. It is a double LP, limited to 1,200 copies. We have 1, and it is $24.98. All right, next up we have a compilation called Get It, Heavy Funk and Classic Breaks. It is a double LP, limited to 1,000 copies. We have 1, and it is $29.99. Next up, we have a reissue of Donna Summer's Bad Girls. It is a double LP on red and blue vinyl. It is limited to 3,000 copies. We have 4 of them, and it is $34.98. Ann Peebles' debut. This is Ann Peebles. It was originally released in 1969. Remarkably, this is the first reissue of it since then. It is on violet vinyl. It is limited to 1,500 copies. We have 1, and it is $22.99. Next up, we have Mayor Hawthorne with Impressions. It is an album of cover songs. It was originally released in 2011. It is 6 tracks from the Stone's Throw label, put out by Stone's Throw. It is limited to 1,000 copies. We have 3 of them, and they're $19.98 each. Next up, we have Amy Winehouse Remixes. It is a double LP, limited to 13,000 copies. We have 7, and it is $37.99. Next up, we have Aretha. Aretha live in 1972. This was recorded just a few months after the release of her album Young, Gifted, and Black. So it starts off with the hit from that record, Rock Steady. Gotta love it. It is limited to 10,000 copies. It is a double LP. We have 4 of them, and it is $31.98. Record Store Day is Saturday, July 17th. We'll be accepting walk-ins starting at 8:30 in the morning. We have appointments from 8 to 8:30. Those are booked solid. Walk-ins begin at 8:30. We ask that you wear a mask. We ask that you pay cashless, in other words, a credit card, debit card, Apple Pay, or Google Pay. It's all contactless. And we hope to see you Saturday.